How's everyone doing? Welcome to the Dragon Den podcast. I'm here with Elitentity? That
No, elite
Elite
entity.
Entity. Okay. Sorry, I tried reading
Elite for short, preferably, but yeah.
Okay, I tried reading everything as one. Sorry, that's my bad.
Nah, it's good.
And how about you just introduce yourself?
All right, so hi, my name's Elite Entity, Elite for short. So I'm basically a Minecraft YouTuber, and I've been doing it for about a few months. Started on April 15th, and I'm genuinely enjoying it. So that's pretty much about me.
Okay. Um so I'm gonna ask things about your story, your channel, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find a link to the channel down below. And if you're listening to this and such, I'll put their name on, like, in the title, so you could just search their name on YouTube. So,
Go click it.
okay, so really, let's just start with what got you into content creation.
Okay, so content creation. The funny thing is that at first I didn't really want to be a content creator. I kind of wanted to just have a normal job because that's what society usually tells you. Go to school, go to college, go to uni, go and get a job, etc., etc. But then being your own boss over the things that you love is just so amazing. I mean, think about it. If you were into, let's say, baking, like you can rather work a 9 to 5 job, listen to your boss, do whatever they say, or you can have free reign of yourself. And I honestly appreciate that. Like, that just sounds so much better. Just being in charge of your own thing. So that's what got me into content creator. Also, just seeing like the different channels. Since I do Minecraft, as a child, I've watched Stampy, I've watched Dan TDM, and they are all so inspirational because they have all started from 0 subs, of course, and just worked their way up. So I just think the journey of it is just amazing as well.
Yeah, hiccup. Oh, my bad. uh, yeah, it's a great journey, great start. It teaches you a lot. Like, you only been doing it for a few months, so 1 second. I'll call you back. Why am I getting calls now? um, as I was saying, you've been doing this for a few months. I've been doing this for 7+ years now. So
Ooh.
I've seen channels that I was close to fall. I've seen them shoot up to where they just ignore me now. Sad face. And it's just a teaching journey. It's like you learn more doing this than you do from a university, from college, high school, regular school. Um,
It really is, yes.
like, since you've only been doing this for a few months, what is something you've learned?
Thing is, actually, I've started this channel for a few months. However, I've been doing this for like a few years in actuality. In fact, I have not started Minecraft. Minecraft was actually the last thing that I started to do.
Oh,
So, yeah, I've actually done several things before. So many little niches and stuff, but I mainly just restart again time and time again. That's a bit of a story. Let me start. Okay, so my first channel was actually a music channel. That was when I was a kid, so clearly that wouldn't work out. There was no structure to it whatsoever. It was just like, post this, yay, let's hope I get 1 million views next day.
yeah.
Clearly that didn't happen. So then I deleted that channel. I then started another channel, which was actually an animation channel. I loved doing animation periodically. Like, when you have a hobby that you just like
Yeah.
doing, like, I thought that would have been great. However, I kind of didn't find the balance between doing it consistently, but also like doing it to a degree where you won't get sick of it. And sadly, I kind of did not find the balance. So eventually, I done animation way too much to the point that I just started to dread it. Doing every single frame individually. Oh,
Yeah,
It was it was really irritating. And I just feel bad for all of my subscribers on it because I actually managed to gain traction. Like within like 2, 3 months, I had like a good 30 subscribers amount. So well on my way to 100, but then I just did not continue that because I just wasn't happy. Like I could not imagine myself continuing that just as I started my journey. So then I thought, let me think. I need to do something that I like to do, something that I won't get sick of immediately, but at the same time, something that I can do consistently and pretty much produce content rather quickly. So then I got into Minecraft because I have played as a child, not that much though, but it is pretty interesting. And yeah, I back to the first question, I have watched Stampy Dan, some of the upcoming YouTubers as well, so
Yeah, and it's definitely interesting to say the least. A person's journey into content creation, like Minecraft, Twitch, whatever it is.
yes, that's just so many different niches and so many different paths because some people they upload a video and it can immediately gain traction, but they can die at the same time. Like it's just a steep hill and then just up gone. But some people it's just slow but steady and then they keep their viewers and it's just so interesting the different journeys between different people.
Yeah, especially if you like if it was something you really want to do, which I believe you want to do this.
Oh yes.
It's definitely you got to be careful with how you do things because when I started, I was just thinking, oh, this would be a quick, easy get rich scheme, and then
Yeah, yeah.
and now I'm just like, come on, let's go past 5 views.
Yeah. I can agree on that one. But yes, exactly. When I started YouTube, yes, I also thought it would be quick money. No one has to tell you whatever, upload whenever, but there is a you don't get anything that easy in life. You must strategically plan it out, you must think about it, you must expect it to come gradually.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because I mean, thinking about it, it's definitely something interesting to say the least. Where at 1 month you gain traction, and then the next month you just go to a sudden stop.
Yes, and I feel like with a lot of starting content creators in actuality, is that they do produce a video, let's say, they get one viewer, two viewers, and then eventually it just tails off to zero. Not because they're doing anything wrong or anything, but just because either a lack of interest or or one video is just having an off day with the YouTube algorithm. And I feel like with a lot of YouTubers, like even me at the beginning of my journey, that's an absolute like off-putting thing, which makes a lot of YouTubers just give up. But I say that if you just keep making videos, like eventually it will get consistent. I mean, I haven't reached that point yet by any means, but I'm trying.
Sorry, I'm fighting a cold, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at your videos at the most popular right now. World corruption. Minecraft is so easy. Error. It has 30. Minecraft Animal Farm. Minecraft is so easy. Episode 5. 30, 30, 21, 20, 17. So you get a good number of views compared to the size of your channel, which congratulations on hitting 10 subscribers, by the way.
Oh yes, thank you. Honestly, I just saw today that I hit that milestone, so I was quite chipper. I know 10 is not much, but like for a channel starting off, it is so much because every subscriber's a different person that somehow came across your video and decided, I want to see more of that.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at it, a channel your size uploading good content that has 9 minutes, 13 minutes, 10, 9, so on and so forth. And you usually make pretty easy looking thumbnails, like pretty good looking thumbnails, I mean.
Oh yes, thank you. Also, I have tried so many different things. Like with the thumbnails, before I even started my channel, I basically sat down, thought, what are my what are my thumbnails going to look like? I have genuinely studied different channels' thumbnails, and I thought the best thumbnails was just clear, easy to read, no small text or anything, just plain. Just put basically what's it about, put like the most interesting situation that you can pretty much sum up the video. So if you look at that thumbnail, you know exactly what you're going to watch
Yeah,
effectively.
like you got a little theory series going on. Minecraft is easy.
Oh yes. Minecraft is so easy. You know, actually Minecraft is so easy as a play on words because it is easy. It's on easy mode. So effectively what I was going to do was I was going to do easy mode, play it on normal, play it on hard and hardcore. However, I thought that wouldn't be that interesting because I've watched so many YouTube videos about Minecraft, and there are so many people who do Minecraft Let's Plays. So I thought, okay, I need to stand out from the crowd somehow. I need to find different content, which is when Minecraft Death Swap was another mod that I just started to experiment with because it's not something everyone has access to mods, so that's a different thing. And eventually, I'm going to try and find my own path to go so that I can produce more unique things.
Yeah, and I mean, Minecraft's one of those things where it's literally the definition of a sandbox game. You could
Exactly.
build redstone attractions. You could do let's plays where you're just trying to survive. I'm doing a hardcore series right now, and yeah,
Hey. All
I lost
right.
count how many times I died. but but as I was saying, it's like you can also focus on building. Like it fits every style niche, and especially like with the people being so nice, the people who made like Notch, allowing people to make mods for it, it's just amazing to look at. Would
Exactly. And I find the fact that in Minecraft, although it is pretty much the same principle, spawn in a world, go to the nether, go to the end, kill the end dragon. No, it's not. Every single Minecraft world is unique in every different way. Like every seed you get, it is specific to that one. You will never get the same seed again. Well, unless if you spawn like millions and millions of worlds. But the point is that Minecraft is never a set game. It's always changing, which is why I like it effectively because you never know what you're gonna get. It's kind of like that saying, like life is a box of chocolates. You never know which one you're gonna get.
that's my favorite saying. uh, but did you like Minecraft from the start, or were you like me who hated it at the beginning?
Okay, so at the beginning, I actually did not know about Minecraft. So effectively, how I began to know about Minecraft was I went to a boarding school when I was a child, and my cousin was playing Minecraft on his Xbox. Minecraft Bedrock, that is, in the early days. I looked at the screen and yeah, I really didn't know what was going on. I just saw different squares and was like, "What? What is that? What is that?" But effectively, he gave me some books on Minecraft and I read them and actually because I was a bookworm then, not anymore, but like anyway, so I read some of the books, got pretty interested in it, had all of this knowledge, and then I thought, why don't I give it a try? I mean, of course I sucked like so badly at the beginning. He always kept killing me. But now it's kind of became vice versa. I'm starting to be the one that kills him, and although it's sad that I have gone better at him in it, it just goes to show that if you play it enough and just practice, you'll get there. And eventually you'll start to enjoy the game. So that's how I got into Minecraft effectively.
Ah, yeah. My when it first came out, there was a buy one get one free type thing. So me and my brothers, my dad bought two accounts and got two free. and so we all started playing it, and I was like, I don't get this, I don't like this, so I stopped. And then the Enderman update came out. I was like, I'm bored, I'll try it. And I was like, I'll play it for an hour. And then it became next morning, and my dad was like, have you been to sleep? I was like, oh crap.
Oh my god. We've all been there.
Yeah. So, what's your funniest story about evolving Minecraft so far?
Hmm. Oh, okay. I have this fun. Okay, my most memorable, funniest one, was it was again on the Xbox. So this time I knew Minecraft better, but I still wasn't that good. So me and my cousin had this thing where my cousin would kill us or kill whoever went in the world to get their compass because on the Xbox edition you start off with a compass that can track people, or I can't remember, track people? Yes, track people. So he would kill us, and effectively the story was that he killed us, and then I ran to try and kill him to get the compass back. So effectively, we started Minecraft Manhunt without knowing what Minecraft Manhunt was. So they were running. I was running after them, and then they found a diamond sword in the blacksmith. So I was there just beating him on the back, just punching him every now and again. And then he was down to like 2 hearts. So he climbed. So, you know, those like clerics, like those really tall buildings.
Yep.
So basically, he went into them. I chased him into that. He went up the ladder, and the only place to go was down. So he kind of jumped off, died with the stuff, and then I just stood there on top of that cleric building, like, ha, ha! I got my compass now, my diamond sword. Thank you. That was my best memory.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention at any time if you have any questions, I usually say like you can ask them at the end, but anytime you got any, just feel free to ask them.
Oh yes.
Um, but no, it's interesting to say the least how Minecraft has evolved and how it affected content creation. Like if you look at it, very few games have done that. Like there's all these copies of Minecraft out there that are trying to live up to Minecraft, but it's just like another game franchise, the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. There's a bunch of copies of those games too, like One Night at Flumpty, Five Nights at Candy's. I would think of more later.
Yes.
But
No, but that's true. What I just don't quite understand, but am interested in, is you have all of these games like there's FIFA, there's FNAF, there's other games, but Minecraft has been around for how long?
came out in
I don't.
'06, I think. I'm gonna check.
Yes, and for some reason Minecraft is gaining traction. It has never really fell out of place. Like, I just don't understand how they have captivated such an audience for this long duration. Because when you have a game, there is the natural fall and the gains of population, whether it's more people joining, and it eventually just tailors off naturally. However, with Minecraft, it has just been at an all-time high. It is still increasing with different members.
It turns. Wait, when did Minecraft come out? Let me see exactly. I know it celebrated its 10-year anniversary. Oh, the version everyone started with came out in '09, but it had an initial release in 2011. So it turns 10 years this month, exactly in 11 days.
Yes. All right, that's great. But yes, I'm guessing it's due to the substantial amount of updates. I mean, there is, of course, some controversy with updates because, oh, this is no longer Minecraft. When you get a new update, like, this is totally different. I mean, there has been the Nether update, there has been the Piglins added to it, the Pillagers and Villager update, and the Caves and Cliffs update that is going to start.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to look at, to say the least. And how many channels and stuff got started. I mean, for instance, I was at the store buying clothes for myself and my kid, and in one area of the store, there's just a lot of Minecraft stuff, Minecraft shirts, a Minecraft creeper, no piggy bank, and just a bunch of different things. I'm just like, all this because of a game?
Yes. It is pretty amusing that the fact that a game can have so much of an impact, especially on the franchise, because with kids, it's like everything is Minecraft. Minecraft t-shirt, Minecraft mug, Minecraft swords. I mean foam, of course, but like
Yeah,
it's just so amazing how it has managed to
yeah.
pull it off so
In
effectively.
fact, there's people out there that love Minecraft so much they got Minecraft tattoos. I'm just like, okay, that's taking a little bit too far.
Okay. I will not go as far to get that, but I appreciate the love.
Yeah, so one question I usually ask is, where do you see yourself and your channel going in 6 months, a year, and 5 years? So let's start with the 6 months.
Okay. In all honesty, in 6 months, I probably would have found a tighter niche to go into. So I think by then I would have figured out exactly what my channel's about and how to like specialize it from the other people effectively. Because on my journey, I started April 15th, so that's 7 months. So in 7 months, I effectively learned how to make an effective thumbnail, how to get the editing right. So I think in 6 months, I should be able to have realized what content to narrow it down and to post regularly to effectively make the balance of posting consistently while also enjoying what I do. So I think that's where I see myself in 6 months.
Yeah, and before we go to a year, I agree with that. I mean, I don't know if you kind of made that mistake with like making animations where you got to the point where you're getting burnt out. So
Yes,
so it's one
exactly.
of those things where you gotta look at like, how can I enjoy what I'm doing, but not make it feel like a job.
Yes. And I'm kind of glad in a way that all of my other channels have failed. It's a sad thing to say, but I'm serious. I'm genuinely happy that they failed because I have learned so much from them. I've learned now learned now how to make effective thumbnails. I'm learning how to edit throughout my entire time. And now I am going to learn how to just narrow it down to something that is just more efficient, easier for me, but at the same time producing amazing content for the people.
Yeah. And let's move on to the year. Where do you see yourself, say, November 7th, maybe 8th for you, 2022?
Hmm. Okay, in a year, by that time I would have had pretty much the niche sorted out. I probably would have had my schedule sorted out, and by then, hopefully by then, everything should be pretty much automatic. I just know exactly when to do the thumbnail, when to do the editing, when to post, and what idea I'm going to have. I'm going to prepare for that. I'm going to have a reasonably good schedule and to keep to it. So I'm hoping that's where I get into 1 year. I'm also hoping in 1 year I would have had a bit more traction, maybe 50, 100 subscribers. So pretty much a classroom size or a school hall size, effectively, which would be really nice because that's just more people to spread the word effectively and just more people to create a community. So I'm just hoping in 1 year I would have had all of that sorted out. And to also just engage with my viewers a lot more rather than just creating videos.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to want, because I mean, right now, ten people is still a lot. That is like a large friend group.
Honest, exactly. Because 10, when you say 10 compared to like 22 million, like to another YouTuber, if you think of 10 subscribers, think there's 10 people, so that's effectively a big friend group. Well, strangers, but anyway, a big friend group that's thought, I like this content. I'm going to press subscribe. I want to see more of it. And then 20 subscribers, it is maybe a bus full, a whole transport of people are like, I want to subscribe. And then 30 and 40, it just seems so much more then compared to that puny 10 that I just said. So 10 feels more to me now than it probably would have previously.
Yeah, and I mean, looking back at it, it could be a good memory to look at. I'm like, hey, I remember where I started and how far I came.
Yes, exactly.
Last one is a 5 year mark, so 2026, maybe 2027.
Okay, so in 5 years, I'm hoping to at least reach monetization. 5 years, I should have reached monetization, hopefully, because with monetization, I would have enough money to get more equipment, to make my videos sound more crisp, more clear, to maybe autonomize so I can maybe hire some people to do the editing so it's less effort on me. I can also use the money to just save up in general, invest it probably, and also to just have my YouTube channel by then uh reach a bigger crowd because 1,000 is quite a lot of people. I mean, I don't know about you, but like, if I was standing preaching or just doing a statement in front of 1,000 people watching, I'll be sweating. I wouldn't really know what to do with that many people. But I think that's where I see myself in 5 years, just effectively monetization, having that amount of people, and by then I know that my YouTube channel would have succeeded effectively because you can't really go down from there. Like you finally found the traction to go with your channel. So I think that's where I see myself in 5 years.
Yeah, and it's definitely interesting to say the least. But one thing I want to comment on, you said like that you feel like you succeeded at that point. But how do you know you haven't now? Like, how do you know, like, if someone watching your video, you haven't made their day?
Hmm. The definition of succeed is when you're at a point where you think you're you're at a level of safety effectively. You're at this point where you're like, I've completed this task. There is no going back. There is no possible chance of it failing or coming back at you. You have effectively secured what your goal is. I define that as succeeding. So getting a subscriber in itself is a success because I have successfully engaged and provided content for one person and they've enjoyed it. So in itself, that is a success. However, there is a different degree of success. Having 1,000 subscribers compared to having 10, they are both successes in themselves, but one is more of a bigger step. There are more chance of it to fail, which is why it provides more risk. So therefore, I think that's an even bigger success. But they are all successes nevertheless.
If someone was watching this or listening to it and turning into a drinking game, they would get drunk with how much you say success.
Yes. The more you drink, the more you risk. Yeah.
But no, I get what you're saying. And if you had to describe your channel to someone, like say someone was like, "Hey, describe your channel," what would you say?
You know, the key is you wouldn't say, "Oh, I have a Minecraft channel." No, 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 no. You would say, if I were to describe my channel, I would say I am an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur that funds myself
Yeah.
on a sandbox, on an online sandbox innovation of a of a computer application or something like that. I mean, of course they'll call my bluff, but like sounds much better than saying, "Oh, I play a block game that is like PG." I don't even know the age rating for it. But yeah, I'd effectively describe my content like that. But it depends actually, Because if I describe it to a person who I know that is into games, then that can start a conversation in itself. That can be a potential subscriber right then and there. So I think you should secure that as well. Just having common interests with that person.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, but it definitely is one of those things where being a Minecraft creator or being a say like Call of Duty channel or whatever, gaming channels are still very taboo at this point. Even though you got some of the biggest names out
Oh,
there,
yes.
when people think of YouTube, they just think it's like a waste of time. Where like even I think at some points where like my kid he watches a lot of train videos. I'm just like, there are people making money
Yeah.
from trains. Okay. But
Yes.
as you're saying,
I just think that this, sorry. I just think that with YouTube, personally, I think it's kind of unfair how, because I feel so sad. I see so many videos that have so much, you can tell there's so much minute detail, so much effort put into them, and they only have a few subscribers, a few views. And then there's just like something like, I don't know, that I swear there's this video about a piece of bread falling and that has millions of views and I just don't understand. It's literally it's just that. It's just a piece of bread falling and it's a 10-second video.
yeah,
But I think the bottom line here is that despite the fact both channels had their different growth spikes, is that I can see that they both enjoy what they do. They both found their niche effectively, and they're both going to go on with that traction because I'm guessing with the video of that, the one that I described as the first one, they will eventually grow. They will eventually be discovered because they can see the amount of effort that's been put into those videos. Whereas the other one, although it has gained millions of views very quickly, it can tamper off effectively.
yeah, I get that. Um, Before I give you the chance to ask some questions, um, where do you see YouTube going? Because I mean, right now, if you look online, you can look at two of the biggest platforms for entertainment, YouTube and Twitch. They're basically having a battle of how to keep their
Oh,
people.
yes.
But where do you see YouTube going in this?
Effectively, I see YouTube as completely revolutionizing their platform because not only have they brought the shorts, but they've also brought the posts. Now, shorts is absolutely amazing because with smaller content creators, when your main channel stuff doesn't reach the people, well, you go to my channel, for example. So I have many long videos, many 10-minute videos, but then with the short videos, I only have two, but one of them have probably has the most views on my channel, and the reason being is because shorts it's only 10 seconds, 30 seconds long. People could just scroll by it. I mean, it's the same as using like Instagram or Snapchat. You can get effectively addicted to shorts. So you can see my video and you wouldn't really think much of it. Whereas if you were watching my regular video, your attention span might taper off or I don't know. But I just effectively think that the platform has done something special for the small content creators, along with the bigger ones, because the bigger ones, they also allow posts where if you get X amount of subscribers or watch time hours, you get a post as well. And posts also show randomly in your feed, which is also another way to get your name out pretty much free.
Yeah, and it's definitely interesting to say the least because I remember when YouTube started and you couldn't get monetized and people were freaking out like, oh, this channel has 100 subscribers. It's like, what the?
Yeah.
But now it's like people freak out if they go one day on their YouTube and a channel they watch reach like 10,000 and such, and people go like, what?
Yeah.
Like they're still big numbers, but now it's like 100.
Yeah, now it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, like now at 100 subscribers, people go like, "Oh, hey, that's kind of cool." where you get monetized, you go past 1,000 subscribers, people start taking you seriously.
Yes, I also just think it's a shame because, you know, the average time to get 100 subscribers is 22 months. And when people see a channel with 100 subscribers, a lot of people, well, I'm specifically aiming at targeting it to children, that 100 subscribers is such a small amount, or you should give up. But think about it. The average time to get to that is 22 months. That is just under 2 years. 2 years of consistently trying on your channel, which I think is an absolute accomplishment and an actual success. It is just purely amazing.
Yeah. So, as I think of some more questions to ask and all that, I'm going to turn the microphone to you. What questions do you have to ask?
Oh yes, thank you. So I also did my research on your channel and I do see that you do quite a lot of podcasts. So tell me, what gave you the idea to start doing podcasts? Like what effectively gave you the idea to continue doing them as well?
I was not expecting this. usually, okay, usually when I ask people, like, hey, what questions do you have? They usually go, like, wait, what? But you are like, I got my notes.
Yeah, I am prepared for this. I am not messing around.
Okay. When I was, I don't know what you call high school over there, like in your area of the world, but
Oh yeah, yeah, it's pretty much like high school, secondary.
secondary.
It's pretty much that, yeah.
Okay, so here in high school, when I was going before I dropped out, they had a journalism class, and I was like, I'm interested. Why not? And one subject we had to do was interviews. So we took time interviewing people, and we had a list of questions we can ask. Literally in the middle of class, I don't tell this story a lot because I got in trouble for it, but I took that
Yeah.
paper, ripped it, and was like, I'm asking my questions, and my teacher was like, this kid has chops.
Yes, yes, this kid is the one. You know when there's like the main protagonist, this kid is
Yeah,
it.
and I started asking questions, and like I asked some questions from the paper, but then I was like, one question I asked, like, do you really want to do journalism, or are you just trying to get that extra credit? And they're like,
Yeah.
and it just stuck with me, interviewing and all that. So I was like, you know what? Why not? And I actually started on a channel that I deleted a long time ago because the channel died. Like it was
Oh yes, that is fair.
it was beyond the point of saving. Like I did a lot of stupid stuff like sub for sub and all that. So the channel was like beyond
Oh
saving.
yes, yes. Just putting out for everyone. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Um, I have actually on my previous channel also did sub for sub, and I'm just telling you, bad idea. Bad idea. Not only when you do sub for sub, they don't watch your content. It doesn't help you grow.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
yeah,
and you basically tell if you on the other channel I had over 300 subscribers, but I had the average viewership of 75. So people could tell something
yeah,
was up. But in recently, I was like, by recently, probably like 3 years ago, I was like, yeah, I want to get back into it. So I started interviewing other YouTubers, and then it just kind of stuck. I enjoy hearing people's stories.
Okay, so how long have you been doing this process for?
Off and on, about 3 years, but if we take out the dead space, about a year and a half.
No, that is a very long time actually. If you break that down, that's like a good 500 days of just purely just doing content creation. So that's effectively more practice time if you break it
Oh,
down.
content creation? That
Oh no,
oh, podcast.
podcast, just creating your, yeah.
Yeah, about a year and a half if you take out the dead space because there's a time period where I gave up on content creation altogether.
Yes, no, that's fair because we all do as well have our burnouts effectively. Like we do also have this some days where it's just I cannot be asked. I cannot be asked to create content this day, and effectively procrastination can take into place. which has happened on my channel just now because I usually post on the 1st and the 15th, and effectively on my channel I have not been doing that, and I should get on to doing it. But I also think it is worth it to just take a break, look back on your channel, think of ideas so that when you do have the will and motivation, you know exactly what you're going to be doing, and therefore you can make the content without any delay.
Oh yeah, it's definitely interesting to say the least.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, because if we look at it, most people have a schedule and such, and the ones who don't usually don't make it through. And there's a few outliers and such. Like
Yes.
YouTube recommends posting once a week, posting um, shorts on days you don't post and such. But if you we look at like animation channels, they post once every month or two, and they're just blowing up.
Yes. I did, I also, well, I can't really ask YouTube. They wouldn't respond. But but let me ask you this question, like, in your opinion, do you think that it's fair for all content to be measured up with the same algorithm? Because effectively, you get animation channels that clearly take significantly longer to make compared to, let's say, meme channels where you just splice some edits and just post it on. I don't know what you think about that.
I love looking at algorithms. I love looking at trends and all that because it's how my brain works. Um, my very damaged and crazy brain. But no, I'm not kidding. I was born with brain damage, so it's fun. Um, when
Dang.
when looking at algorithms and such, it's always changing. YouTube's algorithms always learning. It makes mistakes. Like there's a time where my channel was banned actually, and yeah,
Oh.
apparently I was scamming for some reason. But I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, what?
But looking at it, it's interesting to say the least how it's learning because there was a time period where animation channels did not blow up. So now it's like,
Oh, yes, that is true. I did remember that time actually. And then effectively, there was this time where hop onto the animation train. You're going straight up, baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to say the least, seeing how the algorithm's learning. I mean, me, I don't post videos periodically. I mostly do live streams. So I'm hitting a whole new algorithm in a sense of YouTube gaming.
Oh, yes.
And with live streamings, is like your video can blow up. It could not. It's just interesting to see how it goes.
That is a very good point of perspective. I genuinely it has given me a different insight, honestly. I've not thought about the different possibility of the YouTube algorithm in terms of, yes, they do work differently depending on what content you create, such as the shorts, as you mentioned, the live streams compared to regular videos. Yes, I think they are all tailored to that as
Yeah.
well. So that is a very good
And if
point.
you look at it, it's a whole new algorithm than when YouTube started. Because
Oh, yes,
because we have
definitely.
tags now, we have suggestions and all. But now is one of those things. Looking at it, it's people go like, "Man, I miss the old days of YouTube." But now, I actually think YouTube is hitting its own renaissance, if that makes sense.
Yes. I effectively think back in the days when YouTube was very new, it was just post a video and just leave it. There was no strategy behind it. Um there was no effectively promotion of it. It's just put the video and just hope for the best. But now it's just strategize your tag, strategize your thumbnail. You're effectively being a salesperson,
Yep.
your own entrepreneur. It's so amazing.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And it's just amazing to look at, to say the least. Like I a common question I ask, like I asked you, where do you see yourself in 6 months, a year, 5 years? I'm interested to see where YouTube will be in 6 months, a year, 5 years.
Exactly. It will most definitely change within those. And also, YouTube does sometimes answer to the people whether we want a change, because I remembered that some people are asking for example, the loop feature, which was only on computers, PC, but they changed on to phones as well. Another one was the shorts, and I think YouTube does sometimes listen,
Yeah,
sometimes. Or it just takes them a bit longer too, but I think they do cater to the people eventually. Key word eventually.
yeah. I'm actually liking how you are prepared with your questions.
Why? Is it like some people are just like, oh, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do?
Yeah, it happens, but it's usually I have to tell people like, hey, I'm going to give you a chance to ask questions, and then so they got time to think. I forgot to do that with you, but you were like, I am prepared.
To be honest with you, I I'm saying these for the top from the top of my head. Genuinely, with people interviewing takes practice. I have been to quite a lot of interviews considering choosing universities for an example, choosing secondary school because I went to a private secondary school, and therefore you have to study tests, you have to study effectively the points, you have to effectively get all of your ducks in a row. So it just comes with practice, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to say the least. That's for sure.
It is. May I also ask you another
Ask
question?
whatever you want.
All right.
Just like I give you the option. If you don't want to ask, say no comment. I'll just do the same.
Okay, so this isn't really off topic, it's the same topic anyway. But let's move on to rather the content, more on how we display our content. So such as the name and the profile. So, where did you derive the name Dragon After Dark, and what made you think of creating your profile in that sense? Because effectively, I do really like the profile. I'm not saying that I don't, but I just wonder what was the thought process behind the name and the picture of it, the profile.
Okay. Um, my name before Dragon After Dark was Drag Lagoon, which I came my my ex-wife when we were married came up with, and I just kept it because I was like, hey, I like it. But
Yeah.
it was kind of complicated to spell and say, so I was talking with my dad when I was on Twitch, and I wanted to make YouTube content on the side. I was like, I can't just be family friendly all the time. I need to have an outlet. And he's like, well, why not come up with, instead of Drag Lagoon, you just say Dragon After Dark on your YouTube channel. That's a place where people go know, like, hey, you'll cuss, you'll be more raunchy, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, why not? But after that, Twitch basically started going downhill. And so I moved to YouTube, and I stick to YouTube because I feel like YouTube's doing better for the creators. And
Team YouTube or Team Twitch. But yes, I
yeah,
understand.
but at the same time, I was like, I'm not going to change my name back to Dragon Lagoon. So I kept Dragon After Dark. And I asked a good friend of mine to make me a profile picture that says Dragon After Dark, but in the neon light stand, like type, which is where that came from. And I love it. It just fits my brand perfectly. Of course, I do
Does
get asked, like, oh, are you an After Dark channel? And I was like, I had to learn what that was. And I was like, no.
no, no. But no, fair enough. I do really like the name Dragons After Dark just because the Dragon After Dark, it's kind of an alliteration. I don't know if that was an intention or not. I mean, but it is really a catchy name, and also the light font comparative to the dark font behind. It it effectively makes your name stand out, which and also your profile pic is also simple, so it just gives me exactly what your channel name is, what effectively your name is, and I just think it's perfect
Yeah, and
in that regard.
that was
Yes.
actually unintentional. After it got all came together, I was like, "This is actually working."
Yes. Yes, because when you think of a YouTube channel, I think what goes unspoken is thinking of your YouTube name, thinking of your YouTube banner as well, or thinking of any banner or any name from any platform.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. I mean, like looking at yours, you have a cutesy profile picture, a simple banner of stars and all that.
Yes.
It works, and it fits personalities and such.
Yeah, so effectively with mine, okay, this is gonna sound so sad. So with all my names that I've chosen, I wanted them to be pretty much alliterations because I just find that I remember them easier. So I can remember Dragon After Dark because it's kind of an alliteration. Um, I run another account. Well, it used to. It used to be called Spontaneous Saber, and with this one, I went with Elite Entity. So I chose Elite Entity because elite means good. I mean, I can't really say that I am that good, but elite's good. But the main word that I wanted to put in was entity because when you're in a game, you're not always the same character. An entity is just anything. Whether I'm playing Minecraft or if I'm watching something, reacting to something, talking on the show for an example, like I'm not even a Minecraft character here, I'm just me. An entity is literally anything you want it to be. So that's why I went with Elite Entity. Just anything that I want to be and just make it good.
Yeah,
And the reason why that I went with stars is because I don't know if you know about the fandom of Undertale.
I love
So
Undertale.
Under so Undertale has the star of determination. You get where I'm going with this?
Yeah,
So effectively the star in my channel represents the determination that I'm going to have with this channel, not only, but the determination that even though if I do die or give up in game or like I will respawn, I'll just keep going. I can change the decisions that I make. It seems like a really deep meaning, but yes, it's just effectively what my profile picture and what my name incorporates into that.
I get that. I do. I like it. It's part of your story.
Yes, I just think it's nice how everything just wraps up eventually once you get your channel and name, you get your content that you start to create and there you you're somehow a content creator now. You know, I don't know if you answered this question, but I need to ask you the question. So I know how you said that you answered the question of how you got into doing podcasts, but what made you decide to be a content creator of sorts? Like, what inspired you to do so? Like, what? Yes, effectively that.
Okay. I started doing content creation 7 years ago. So when I'm 25 now. So when I was 18, 19, and like, oh, I'm actually coming on my 8 years now. Dang. um,
Awareness.
yeah, I just looked at the date and I was like, ooh.
I'm sure flies.
Oh yeah,
Anywho,
but
sorry.
beforehand, I started developing the disorder schizophrenia, and it's in full effect now. It's like literally, as we're talking, I'm just hearing stuff, and which is not fun.
Oh, I'm so
Oh
sorry.
no, I'm used to it. It actually made me more open, more talkative, and such. I used to be when I was very young, a shy kid, and when it started up, I was more shy. But then it's like, you know what? I'm just going to start talking and all that. But I can't work. I literally can't work a 9 to 5. So I was like, I gotta support myself. I gotta keep myself busy, or I'm just gonna go more crazy. So I started getting into content creation.
Yeah, no, that's a completely justified answer. And I'm glad that you found a job that effectively caters to your needs and also effectively your situation. It's just so good. You know, I haven't thought about that actually, how YouTube, like, not only the bonus of just being your own boss, but also it caters to those who effectively can't work a 9 to 5 or a really long, draining hours. You know, the graveyard shifts you hear of.
Yeah, and it's
And yeah. Oh, sorry, you may
yeah,
continue.
and it's actually kind of worked out because we're doing I started I completely forgot about podcasts when I first started, but then I started listening to some and I found an interview one I forgot the name of. I will find it again one day, but I was like, hey, I used to do interviews in school. I used to talk to people, so why not bring it back? And literally, when I'm doing podcasts, when I'm streaming, when I'm playing games, I don't hear things or see things usually. So it's kind of like a medicine treatment in a sense.
Yes.
And so when I gave up on it because it's going nowhere,
Oh,
that was
yes.
actually one of the darkest points of my life because I didn't have anything to distract myself. So I just went back into it and I was like, I'm not going to quit now. I'm going to see where this goes.
And clearly, it has seemed to be working out because you clearly have gained some traction. You clearly have viewers. You clearly have people who like your content. I, heck, I like your
Well, thank you.
content, and I just think that's incredible that you have had such a journey and you've finally found what effectively works for you and what is going to hopefully keep working for you.
Yeah, and I mean, when I was on Twitch, they added a tag for different mental disorders, and I'm hoping they add something like that for YouTube, where I could just put in the tags like mental disorder and such, and people come in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people people usually don't think to ask that because if you look at my webcam feed in those past interviews or in my past live streams, I look completely normal to most people. But it's always it's that saying, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yes, exactly. Because most people who have whether it's problems, disabilities or disorders, they effectively not necessarily hide, but of course they don't want to display it because effectively you look normal on the outside, but in actuality maybe in your head, in your brain, like there's an internal war zone effectively that's just raging on. And I just think to just treat everyone as if they're human and everyone like equally because you don't know whether someone's had a bad day or whether something is like bad is going on with them. So I effectively just think that it's just good to also bring that to light as well, to also raise that awareness of mental health.
Yeah, that's my goal. It's I think it was last month was Mental Health Awareness Month.
Oh
And so
yes.
that month, I usually focus more on trying to raise money for different things and such. And of course, I'm a small channel; I can't do much, but every dollar helps in a sense. Does that make is that whole saying? So it's definitely interesting to say the least how things are going.
Yes. I also, well, I'm not going to go too deep into this because I don't know how much you allow on this channel, but
A beef.
because some of it is pretty but I'll just say that I have, oh sorry, did you want to say
Yeah, I was going to
something?
say before you say anything too personal, realize I don't edit too much. I cut out the beginning and I set it up to go on platforms. So if you want to share, you can. Just realize that.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. I'll effectively bring the pretty much the surface stuff because I also have a sort of I suffer from really bad depression effectively, and I too also had the darkest of days. Like I am on medication currently. They've been working well, which is also why I sometimes do take breaks on content creating as well, because there are just some days where you're just like, it is too much. And there are some days where you're just like, you're just dumped for ideas, or whether also you just have those just dark days effectively. But similar to you, doing content creating, it is also a distraction. It does make me happy, like genuinely happy. Like if you've seen some of my videos, I'm genuinely very chipper in them, laughing a lot, and I am genuinely enjoying that. So I just think that helps with me as well personally.
Yeah, and people just think, oh, people are just being lazy, sitting at their computer, not doing much. But it actually takes a lot of work to plan things out, um, to figure out what you're going to do and such. And also, you you just have fun doing it. Nobody knows exactly how hard content creation is.
Exactly. Also, I I don't know how to phrase this question because well, let me start off with trying to like explain from my point of view, and maybe you can like try to explain your point of view. But effectively, so you know how everyone makes different content, different creations? Like in every video, you see everyone pretty confident in what they do and pretty sure of themselves. But outside in real life, despite me you can see that I'm pretty like confident in my videos. Like in real life, I'm a pretty shy person. I might not come across it in the interview, but I am a very shy, reserved person. So I guess the question I'm trying to ask is like, how are you in real life compared to what you portray effectively on your platform? Because I know that on when you're doing creation, you effectively, well, some people have their personas effectively, and some people just gain this boost of confidence effectively when they um upload, post, and create. But I don't know if there's a correlation between personalities in real life and on the platform. I don't know. So I just wanted effectively your opinion from your point of view, if that is fine with you.
It's fine. Literally, how I am now, that's how I am all the time. I don't do personas or pretending or all that. Literally, I
Yes,
want people to know me for me, not for a character they see online. If that makes sense.
yes, I think that that is a very good answer because effectively in my videos, like it's hard to talk. Okay. In my videos, I am genuinely enjoying doing what I'm doing. I am very happy in them. But in real life, like I do have my own challenges, of course. Like not everything can go my way. Not everything I can plan out nicely. Of course, there's other factors that affects it, other stimuli. But I think the difference with that is that in YouTube, you're effectively the captain of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
You effectively control what goes on your channel, what you do, and how you do it when you do it. But in real life, it's controlled by other factors, other people telling you what to do, other people just directing your life. There's a lot of outside external factors that affects you in some shape or form outside, which is why I think that on platforms, sometimes people can be seen as different. Sometimes they're the same, which is amazing. The fact that you show the real sides both in real life and on platform, it makes you seem more real to your viewers, which I really appreciate. And there are some people who are comfortable putting a persona, which is honestly fine. I am not playing that down or whatsoever. I just think the key factors, as long as you're happy and comfortable and able to keep up that persona and you genuinely love doing it, I say go ahead. Go ahead with whatever makes you happy and that's not harming you or anyone effectively.
Yeah, and it's interesting to say the least how things are going with looking at just how everything is. I mean, for instance, I don't tell people everything that goes on with a mental disorder and all that because one, people will tend to be like, "Oh, he's probably making this up,"
Oh,
or he's
yes, there is
or
that
he's
potential
yeah,
factor.
or he's exaggerating. So usually I just leave it for if people want to ask. Like for instance, a few days ago, I was on a podcast with I forgot their name and I can't find them on here. This is initial list. Sorry, but it was one of those things where the focus was about it and opening up more about it. So it's kind of cool seeing how that can be, but at the same time, it's one of those things where you can't just share everything online. You got to keep some things personal.
Yes, that is true. Also, when you share personal stuff, there are different degrees because some people, they're either not quite educated on the matter or some people have experienced it, but of course, no one's experience is the same.
Yeah,
Maybe something that works for you does not work for someone else. So effectively, when someone shares their personal experience, I say just honestly respect it because maybe to you it doesn't seem like much, but to the person, when they actually have it, for them it is very real. They are genuinely trying to deal with it in the best way that they can, and it's really not appreciative of you to just be like, oh, they're faking it, or oh, they're this.
yeah. That's why I follow the golden rule. One of my golden rules is like if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I love how this went from a content podcast to now a mental health podcast.
I think I think it just goes to show that all of these different factors effectively go into content creating,
Yeah,
like not just effectively strategizing your channel, but also take care of yourself. Because if you're not well, then your content clearly won't do well as
yeah,
well.
but I mean that is true, and it's one thing that looking at it is part of. One second, my dog wants to get down, so it doesn't take my cords. Let me put her down. There we go.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Looking at it, it's like one thing that works for you, as you say, you're trying to do is create a schedule. I don't have one because of the stress of having a schedule caused me to have issues. So
Exactly. A lot of people find it hard to make schedule because they either stray from it or they think I might do this a bit later. Which is why I think I said when I made a schedule I'd do that in I can't remember if I said in 6 months, a year, because by then when I made that schedule, I would have by then hopefully figured out the algorithm and my journey more so that I can cater a schedule that caters to my needs and myself. Of course, having some days where I take breaks, gaps so I can just chill out, or when I have my dark days or those days, but I think that will hopefully work out for me. I mean, it won't work for everyone, but it is something.
yeah, and it's interesting to say the least how things are going. But I know we're getting close to the time where you have to get off from conversations we had a few days ago. So before I call it, is there anything else you want to ask?
Honestly, I don't really think so. We've discussed the majority of things, and honestly, I just like the fact how we both we're both effectively on the same journey, both content creators, both, and yeah, we all experience such different journeys from a kid all the way to adulthood. It's just it's kind of overwhelming because you go from this young kid that's like, oh, I want to create content. Often it fails. I mean, there's the one odd one or two that succeeds, but you effectively learn from that and grow with that and mature more.
Yeah, but um, I don't got any more questions that I can think of. I would love to have you on again at some point to discuss how your journey's going and all that.
Oh, yes, thank you. It has been a pleasure to be on this
Yeah,
platform.
and with that being said, if you want to check out Entity, there I said it right this time.
Hey!
Their channel is down below and such. And thank you again for being on here and such. I definitely can't wait to see how your channel grows. In fact, I'll probably add you to my homies to check out tab so people can find you easier.
Yes, thank you.
And if you all are enjoying and watching this on YouTube, please consider subscribing. Subscribe to them. And if you're watching this on any other social network, like listening to it on Spotify, Pandora, all that, you can find links easy just by typing down their name. And let me know who you want to see on next and such. I have a few things I'm working out, so hopefully things can work out pretty well. And with that being said, if y'all have enjoyed, please consider subscribing. This help a lot. Also, leave a like down below, and I will see you all in the next one. See you then.
Bye.